G'day subscribers and welcome to Jive Talking Garage. Today we're going to talk about the courtesy light switch, some special tools, some traps for young players and also some other knickknacks. You're Jules Knight. So let's talk about the first thing. Now I mentioned courtesy light switches. Now I picked this up the other week and it's in all of the specials. So it's a switch that sits in the A pillar on the passenger side so that when the doors open, the passenger light comes on. So this is something that goes hand in the special. So you could get it in other models, but you had to pay extra money. So what it is, this is a circuit breaker switch. So with your modern cars, when you open the door, well, you'll see there's a little doobie that just pops out. It's normally black. It just comes out, and when you push the door in, it goes into the A pillar. Well, this was the forerunner to it all. So what it is, it's a switch that moves. So this particular one, it is really a circuit breaker. So when it's open, there is no circuit that runs through here, none at all. But when to close circuit, so that you actually have power running through it, you open the door and this actually pops out, and so the circuit's then activated and live. So then you have power running through this. Now what you need if you have a courtesy light switch is, because it's for the special, you also need the interior light for the special. Now I've grabbed just one out of stock. Now you'll see the difference between the special and a standard is this has two teats here. So one will be for the normal power feed coming off the light switch, I would suggest, and so that will provide normal power for the switch, right? This other one, it will provide power based on the courtesy light switch. So courtesy light switch is going to provide the circuit for one, and the normal electrical loom is going to provide the power source for the other. But you find this in a special. So that's the difference between a special interior light and a standard interior light. So standard being a 215, a 217, a 2104 and a 2106. So the standard sedan, the business sedans, commercial, ute, van will only have one of these electrical teats. So if you want to upgrade to the courtesy light switch, you'll have to do two things. You'll have to provide power in and power out of it. And you'll actually have to provide one of these. So this will go down the A pillar and then up the A pillar. And so the second thing is providing a special light. And I've got better examples than this, but this is the one I could lay my hands on for you because I wanted to talk about it this week before I forgot about it. So you need one with two teats on there, and then that will be the one that gets you out of trouble, such that when you open your door, and because let's face it, with all of them, the lock's on the left-hand side. It's only the special that has the additional lock on the other side. And then with the special interior lamp, that will actually energize when you open the passenger door. For me, with the FJ panel wagon, I'm going to have this at the front, and then I'm going to run another circuit running down the rib, down the side, because I've got a full hood lining, and then I'm going to have one of these in the cargo area as well, the same as what I had on my NASCO panel van. So that's just a little courtesy lamp switch and interior light switch. Now, what I wanted to show subscribers is a trap for young players. Now, this happened to one of our members, Gary. Now, he got this. This is called a socket. This is an internal lamp socket. Nothing flash. It looks like, 169,969 FJs had them. The the same. However, when you look at the back, one has 4 contacts and one has 3 contacts. So let's look at the FJ one first with 4 contacts. So you'll have earth, Parker's, low beam, high beam. So that's your 4. Earth, Parker's, low beam, high beam. There's your 4. Now, with the FC, standards didn't have the separate parking lamp for blinkers, so let's put that aside. But if they had the separate light down the bottom, therefore this socket would only therefore require earth, low beam, high beam, because your park was in a different place. But when you look at them, you think, oh yeah, I've been looking for that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll buy me one of them, and you're actually buying the wrong thing. It can happen. So just be careful what you're doing and what you're actually sourcing. So, these are perfectly fine for their own application and their own model. However, it's just not FJ. Right, let's put that aside. So, what else are we doing this week? We're doing a little cleanup job for Basil, just on his Wybrock fan. It's like off-white, ivory. One of the first ones I've seen with just the plain white with this type of fastened head, but we'll clean that up for him for the club meeting on Tuesday night. Now, special tools. I've got 2 here. Now, this is for your head. So you can actually, leave all your tappet gears in place and tighten around it. This was very much available in the 50s and 60s. This one's Sid Chrome. Subscribers will know I love Sid Chrome because they've got a lifetime guarantee. Mind you, I don't know how they can guarantee something that's so old. I know it's however long, but how are you going to replace that? Seriously. The engineering on it in its day was magnificent. It is certainly fit for purpose, and it's just perfect. Sid Chrome was only one of the manufacturers. There was a few others. So that's the special tools there. But one of the other things that I think subscribers need is these. I just got a couple last week because I know I've got a brake job coming up. And what it is a clamp that clamps the cups of the wheel cylinder together. So you clamp it on, you put the wheel cylinder in place on the backing plate, so you get your wheel cylinder in place, and then you can form everything up. And because you've got the clamp in place and you leave it in there till you need to remove it, well, you don't have the adjusting ends popping off and all those sorts of things, such that you have a problem, because just get yourself a couple of clamps. I think I paid $25 for a pair. I thought that was really, really good. You see them at all differing values, but to my way of thinking, that was perfectly fine. And the other thing I grabbed, and I was really happy with this, was the brackets. The brackets for Mudflap. So as you can see, they'll bolt up and do the job, and all I need is just flat rubber on those. So I'll sandblast them so that they are perfect, and work out what I'm going to do. Because I was thinking about starting to manufacture Mudflap sets for people, and just doing little accessories that I can do to emulate the NASCO brand, maybe NASCO Bay brand, we'll see. But now, in the 90s, I bought these. That's the FX, and was that through Bradman? I'm just checking for you. It's called Macquarie Heritage. That's the 1948, the FX, and my one's BWF 216. So you get a little certificate of authenticity and stuff like that. So that's all very nice and whatever. And you also get a little book with it. Now, I'm not sure how many of those I've got, but, you know, just goes to show you how long it's been since I've had them up. But anyway, that's me. I used to have them up in my office, actually. And then we moved house one day and I never got to put them back up again. However, the other one I've got is the FJ. So that's a nice little knick-knack. And that comes with the certificate of authenticity and oh, nice little thing here from the now I've had, it's a Bradman exchange, and it says, please keep these as expressions of my commitment to serving you. Regards, J. Reese. Now, as it so happens, and they've got a little book there too. That's nice. So I met the illustrator. I was at a wedding at Indooroopilly Golf Club, and this bloke came up to me and said, "Oh, is that your FJ Holdens ute outside?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh, he said, I do the illustrations for plates and stuff like that for the Bradford, whatever, exchange." And he said, "Would you mind if I," firstly, he said, "Would you mind if I took photos of your ute?" I said, "Yeah, I don't mind." And he said, "Would you mind if I took photos of your ute and I used it to make a plate for an FJ ute?" And I thought, "Oh, well, that's really nice. I don't mind at all." So I don't know if he did anything with it because, you know, I only had the ute for a short amount of time after that before I moved it on to Kevin Petter. But anyway, that's just the way life goes. So look, anyway, today we have talked about the courtesy light switch. We've talked about the special interior lamp and the package you need to make those two work. We've talked about the special tools, Basil's Wybrock fan, the brackets that you need for the Mudflaps, some clamps for the rear wheel cylinders, and traps for young players, being the different light sockets for the FJ Holden compared to other models that didn't require the 4 pins and they only had 3 pins. But that gives you something for Jive Talking Garage for March of 2021 in Brisbane. It's just starting to get a little cooler after being so terribly hot. We've got a show coming up in about 4.5 weeks' time, so it's a week after Easter. We're going to put something on down here at Victoria Point, so we'll be getting some stuff out on the website, on the Nasco Bay Jive Talking Garage website for Facebook, and you know, some of the other Facebook pages as well. But anyway, look, in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed what we've done today. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe, but more importantly, enjoy your holiday.